Hello, I'm Victor. Here is some of my KDF and Volkswagen Beetle collection. In the first one, it is a Volkswagen 1960s. This one, believe Cream have test drive this car in England. And the second one is my carbon gear. The carbon gear, I like it very, very much because the shape is really a supercar. And then the yellow Beetle. This Beetle is I always use. It is the 1300S. That means original Porsche design suspension, but with 1.6 engine. And here, this is an amazing vehicle. I believe you only can find another two. One at the Porsche Hometown Museum, another one is at the Volkswagen Museum. This is a four-wheel drive Beetle. It is built by Porsche, and this is a prototype. When you close up, it will be very, very amazing. The wheel with a hub here. It is a square hub. This hub is not like a normal bearing hub. This is a powertrain through this to the CV joint and to the front differential. So this is a four-wheel drive Beetle. And from the ground to the chassis, this is amazing distance. It got more than 300 millimeter. You can see the front differential, front suspension, and you can see the chassis is just flat. And let me open the hook. Everybody knows Volkswagen is the real Airco 1.1 engine. And now you can see in the front hook what they have. A 40-liter fuel tank, and a spare fuel can. And this is really a history about World War II. It is quite sad to talking about Volkswagen history, but it is also a very, very high technology auto vehicle at that time, because their competitor Willys still haven't born. And compare the Volkswagen and the Willys Jeep, they cannot compare. Willys Jeep is just a truck, make it mini size. But the Volkswagen is all new, because engine not in front, engine at the back. And the drive chain, it is in one line. And here you can see the tire, already 82 years old, maybe more. 83 years old, the tire, all original. And this called Commander car, or you can call it is 87.7. 87 is a four-wheel drive Cooper wagon chassis, and the 7 is the Beetle body. So let me show you the engine. The engine is at the back. We can see the engine here. This is the Airco F4 engine. It is small, not very big, but a flat. 4-cylinder, each side is 2-cylinder, just like a V4, but it is 180 degree. And this is a special made for the Africa. And now we try go to inside. We open the door like this. And what you can see inside, it is quite interesting. The first you can see, this is a special logo at that time. It is a wartime Volkswagen company logo, not like today's logo. And the second is you can see a 4-speed transmission, normal transmission, 4-speed transmission. And then you can see a small control. This is a control, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and more powerful in first gear. And here you can see it is to show you how to operate this vehicle. And because the drive shaft in the middle, so the handbrake need to move to here. It is at the right hand side of the vehicle. And because this is a Porsche prototype, the steering wheel not the same as normal Beetle. You can see this is a aftermarket buy Porsche steering wheel. It is not the same as Volkswagen. Volkswagen, they want to save material. Here, it is steel. And now this is much wider. And when you go to Volkswagen Museum, you can see the Volkswagen steering wheel. When you go to see the Porsche prototype, any vehicle in the World War II, they use this wheel. After talking so much about this car, you must know FMS must got a super detailed Volkswagen Commander car. Yes, just wait a second. Let me show you from this Mercedes 190S7. How amazing. This is nearly exactly the same Kommandeurwagen. The first, you can see here the suspension and under the body. You can see exactly the same as this one. Before, we have made a shoot. Yes. Right? Exactly the same. About the steering, about the suspension, about the chassis. And the second is the horn. This is a Porsche prototype horn. Volkswagen mass production, they never buy this expensive horn. Because the Porsche at that time, it is a lap only. So they buy many parts from aftermarket. And you can see here, exactly the same. And about the bumper, even the bonnet hook, we can open it. You can see what inside. They have a spare tire, they have a battery put in 20-liter can, and a switch here. And now we can try to open the door, exactly the same. Here, we open it. And what you can see inside, the very comfortable seat in front and the rear, and also the carpet, because it is a Kommandeurwagen. And also you can see the two control lever. One is for four-wheel drive, one is for normal on the road. And about the steering wheel, same. Okay, we go to see another side. I believe this must be one of the best Volkswagen Beetle model in the world. And now I try to open the rear. You can see the engine. They are exactly the same. Alternator, generator with a fan to cooling the motor. And underneath, they are exactly the same. It got a portal axle here. So make the ground to the engine more than 300 millimeter. Now we can see the real one. About the portal axle. Maybe we need a light, maybe too dark. You can see the portal axle. At the 1939, this is really a very high technology design. And what we are doing is, even this model, you can see, we're doing exactly the same copy. So I believe in the whole world, you cannot find any Beetle model like this detail. And remember, this is not only for display. One day, if you like, you still can charge in the battery and play in your garden. Here you can see what FMS doing the best model. In 2021, we built the wheels. It is leaf spring suspension, like the real 4-wheel drive with leather firm chassis. And then Kommandeurwagen. I think maybe you already have one on your hand. And this year, 2022, we built the best Kommandeurwagen. This is a 4-wheel drive high technology Beetle, original design by Prosche in 1939. And it is almost like real. When you see underneath the collection, it is exactly the same. The black one is a little bit special. This is a staff car used by Prosche during the war, and it is civilian use. It is a black color, but because of wartime, they still use military black out, and the wheel got a wheel cover. The car also got a punctual axle and a limited slip differential, so you can see it is a limited slip. Not like a normal open differential, but this car is 2-wheel drive. The front wheel is freewheeling. And the second one is exactly my one, just in 12 scale. And as I showed you before, it is nearly the same as my real one. And this one is what you pay, and you can buy this one in very low price. We're just asking $299, and it is exactly the same as used in Africa Coupe. Here you can see the engine inside, and the fan bell working. Here the front, you can see the spare tire, and you can see the battery. We put just original fuel can, 20-liter fuel can area, and the door can open. And close like the real one. And here I show you something very interesting. This is the Kommandeurwagen you got. I switch on the radio control. Okay. Here what you can see. Let me open the door. Can you see the small control to control 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive? Nice. This is the exactly same Kommandeurwagen as you buy last year from us. And now, let me open the passenger front door. You can see this control 4-wheel drive lever. This is our custom made for test. Now, let me engage. Can you see? Working. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. And we believe in the future we will have some option like this. So make it realistic model is nobody can compare at the market. How the Volkswagen Beetle we build, it use many 100 parts, spare parts. You can see the bolts very small. You can see front headlight. You can see the engine, real engine bonnet. You can see front compartment. You can see the chassis. You can see the door. You can see the seat. You can see the wheel, and you can see many small details. Special is the gearbox. Our gearbox is like the real. It got 2-speed, and it got part-time 4-wheel drive system. You can see how many bearing, how many small bushing, and how special the metal gear. It is not the normal metal. Our prototype used copper, but the copper is not strong enough. So we use a special steel, even the fan bell. And the differential, how small, the differential gear. And here, this is a chassis. This is a chassis, it's 87 chassis. Today, if you go to Porsche Hometown Museum, you can see exactly the same. This one, Airco F4 Engine, Gearbox control, transfer case control. Here, now, let me show you. It is a two-wheel drive, right? Because the front wheel moving, rear wheel not moving. When I engaged, what do you see? The rear wheel moving immediately. And now, I push it to be two-wheel drive again. And then you can see the engine, the fan bell working, and then you can see the cooling fan cooling the motor. Because later, we will have an option for you to put another motor to make it more powerful. That the twin carburetor engine, it is more powerful, and it is like after the war, Porsche manufacturer, they build a sport car they use in 356. So we will give you option to make another motor inside the engine.